Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you, and let's get right on into it. All right, well, I'm back in my old studio. I got my computer fixed. I told y'all yesterday I was having a problem with it, and it was all screwed up, but I was able to get it fixed, and actually, here's a little video of me working on it.
Hello, computer.
Just use the keyboard.
Yep, that's how I fixed. I talked to it. Anyway, but no, I actually did a lot of it myself, surprisingly. Surprised the crap out of me. But I did have a helper that came in and helped me with a few of the items that I struggled with. And actually, this is a video of it.
And I copied the spreadsheets into this new file, and this stupid computer just screwed up all my columns.
Oh, it's a computer that's stupid, not you, right? Oh, by the way, you're welcome!
All right. Well, anyway, it's working, so that's the important thing. Anyway, we're going to do a Cyberlux update, and I want to get into it, and let's get into Cyberlux. I get back in the swing of things here. All right, let's talk about May revenue. They were $2.7 million, so that was about $300,000 above their estimate for the month. And again, they're well over $2 million for the month, so they're obviously real happy with that. Now, that's a good number. And if you'll remember, in April, they did $2.46 million, and they had estimated $2 million, so they were up 23% in April. So April and May were quite good and gave them a total of, they're at about $5.16 million, and we don't have the June revenue numbers yet, but you got to think they're probably going to do about $8 million bucks. And in the first quarter, the company did about 6.2, I believe it was. Let's look at that. And that was right here. They did 6.2 million gross revenue for the first quarter. And the nice thing about it is right here, 1.465 net income. That's a real nice number. That's right in over 20% net profit margin. So that's excellent. So I'm thinking if they did 6.2, they're probably going to do in excess of 8 million because they're already at 5.16. So they'll probably hit 8 million bucks. They might be a little bit over that. And realize, they're expecting 44.8 for the whole year, which means third quarter and fourth quarter, they're probably planning on blowing it out of the water. But that's, again, I think if they do $8 million in the second quarter, they're probably going to show a net profit of around 1.8 million as opposed to 1.4 million in the first quarter. So I'm thinking we're probably going to see some pretty good numbers on June. Now, we won't know until we actually see the profit and loss, but based on the last quarter, I have no reason not to believe it won't be solid. And let's remember, there's two big elephants in the room we're dealing with, the yield sign and the promo badge sign. And I believe they're dealing with the promo badge sign pretty quickly. It says here, and we talked about this last time, it says, we're aware of the promotion badge placed by the OTC. We have contacted the media company responsible for the article, and they have taken the content down. I did not see it online today, so I think it's gone. They contend the content in the article is in compliance. Nonetheless, we're working with OTC to get this and our pink current resolved. We will have updates as we receive more. And this is back on June 30th where they talked about the pink current. And this is the letter they received from the OTC. And here it is. You can see it's from OTC Markets Group, compliance analyst. It said, we processed the company's disclosure information. It says, please review these issues with your securities counsel and post an amended disclosure at your earliest convenience. It says, in order to be considered current, please use our disclosure format. The template they used was from the SEC, and they need to use the one from the OTC. And the company said they'd used that old one several quarters in a row and had no problem, but obviously they looked into it, the OTC did, and said, hey, it's not the right template. And so we know they did post an amended quarterly report, and I'm assuming they used the right template on that. And as we look at Cyberlux, authorized shares and outstanding shares, et cetera, and of course the market cap of 57 million, that's not a real high market cap, especially for a company that's talking about buying out 19.5 million of a share buyback. If they do that, they're looking at buying about 30% of the company back, which would be good for us as shareholders because obviously if they're buying back shares, that would mean we'd own more as opposed to less, which is what I'm used to with penny stocks. Anyway, when you look at that profit and loss statement, in this market cap, if they continue down the path they're on, this thing's probably going to turn into a pretty darn strong PE ratio long term. And with penny stocks, you're not used to PE ratios because it's all about the future. And normally if there is a PE ratio, it's gargantuan. But this forward PE is not bad at all if they continue on this path, and this could turn into a value stock, which is really weird for a penny stock to even be considered that. But it's one of the reasons why I cover this, because I'm trying to be really careful right now. This is a very difficult market. It's basically hell.
Pain.
And penny stocks and high-risk stocks are really, they're on the outs. They're on the outs big time, but they will not be on the outs forever. So, you always got to be careful with penny stocks, and I'm being real cautious with this one, but I feel pretty good about it long term. So I'm holding it in two different accounts. I hold it in my Roth and in my regular, and if it does run up because these numbers continue to improve, I will go ahead and take some profit with it. But I do have some in my regular account, and I'll just hold that long because I feel pretty good about the company long term. But, I'm being cautious. I practice that 10% rule. You've heard me talk about that a lot. I only put 10% of my portfolio in the OTC markets because they are so risky. But I like to have a little bit of risk in my portfolio, and this company suits me. All right, folks, and that's Cyberlux today. Just wanted to do a little update for you. I had several requests for it. And, of course, now that I got my computers back squared away, it'll be a whole lot easier. But, all right, folks, and that's Cyberlux today. And if you like the content, be sure to hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And I hope you did like the content. And we'll see you next time on Mr. Frugal Investor.